Hey guys, this is Jin. How's it going? And in this video, I'm going to talk about what is the key to being competent. And being competent, when you hear many trainings, many videos, or personal development stuff, you always hear that competence is the key to being confident. So, what is the key? There is one thing which every one of us are unaware most of the time. So, many situations that occur in our daily lives, be it good or bad, it is the key to being competent. Why do I say that? Because a situation can be viewed in two ways. You can either view it good or you can either view it bad. So let's take, for example, um, a bad situation. All right. So you were crossing the road and then a car which is speeding, although you are at the pedestrian line and it's supposed to stop. It didn't stop, but it continued to speed and almost knock you down. And if it knocks you down, then you'll be in deep shit, right? So most people will view this as a bad experience or a bad situation or uh, a bad incident. But if you choose to convert this experience and if you choose to neutralize the negativity, you'll be able to turn it into something useful. And what this thing is useful, I call it references. Some of you might relate to it as resources or experiences, if you will. So for me, I like to call it references because you see, our mind or our life, right, our brain is just like a filing cabinet. So every single experience, every single incident are just like files or just like books which are stored in every single cabinet in our world. So every time something happens, what do? We will be thinking in terms of, have this happened before? How do I react? But all these kind of thoughts will happen in a split second. You won't even be able to think, or you won't even be able to catch the thought that you're thinking, or you're asking yourself like, what am I going to do? Have this happen? Right? You'll just act because it's all subconscious. So you can choose to view any situation as a reference. And if you start to view it as a reference, it will neither be negative or positive. It will, of course, it will be more towards the positive end. So what I mean is, for example, maybe you're a person who just crosses the road every single time at a pedestrian or at a green light, and you think that there are no cars that will dash through the green light. But because of this single incident, it enlightened you in a way, in a good way, that you didn't lose your life at least. That there are drivers out there that don't give a shit, or something is happening to them and they just don't want to stop the car. So with this reference, with this incident, if you don't choose to view it as negative, you'll be able to utilize it for your own will, or you'll be able to like warn others, your loved ones, your family, your friends, that there are such people. Don't underestimate, don't be naive that, just because this is Singapore, the rules are very strict, or, people abide by the rules, that kind of thing, then you don't think of, certain things that will catch you off guard. So anything, again, can be viewed as a reference. Anything can be viewed both ways, good or bad. And what are the key to references? How do you get more references? By going out there and by practicing, or by just realizing, at least, right, to realize that this incident can be a reference that one day might be handful or might be useful for you to utilize at your will. So that's how a lot of top players, a lot of top producers in certain industries get so fast, right? Because of collecting all the references and choose not to view it as negative, but choose to view it as a reference that will be handy in the future. So this is Jin. You learned what the key to competence is. And realize one last thing is that the more references you have, the more experience or the more competent you are in life. Or perhaps let's just talk about a single domain, like sales, for example. And in every single domain, be it sales, be it money, be it relationships, there are recurring patterns. There are major recurring situations, incidents, whatever you call it. And if you have enough references, you know that this kind of things are bound to happen. And when they happen again, you know how to do it. You know how to deal with it, and you know how to overcome it. So that's the most important thing. So the key to being competent are references. And being competent, you boost your self-confidence. And when you are more confident, more convicted, right, filled with the conviction in your life, you'll start to attract even greater things, greater events, greater opportunities, or ideal people that you would like to meet or hang out with. So this is Jin. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is of value to you in some way or another. Sincerely connecting, your passion.